And today for math, we're going to be working with two-dimensional shapes, and we're going to be making composite shapes from simple shapes. So we're going to make pictures that are made up of all of these simple two-dimensional shapes, and when we're finished, it's called a composite shape because it's composed of or made up from smaller regular shapes. So I have posted for you a set of these pattern blocks, and these pattern blocks are one of the options that you can use for creating. So you can print them off and cut them up, and then you'll have pattern blocks to work with. Or the other option that I did is called tangrams, and I'll show those just in a moment. So if you have these pattern blocks, just taking a review of the shapes that we know. This is a diamond, so it's a four-sided object. We call it a rhombus. This is a trapezoid. It is also a four-sided straight-edged object with four sides and four corners. Then we have our standard triangle that we know, 3 sides and 3 corners. A square that we know with 4 sides and 4 corners where the sides are all equal lengths. And this one is a hexagon. And we have one more rhombus, which is a 4-sided shape that is not a regular shape, not a straight up and down shape like a square. And it is also called sometimes a diamond. Now we don't have rectangles in our pattern blocks, but if we wanted to have one, we would build it with 2 squares, and we've got a rectangle, or 3 if we need it longer. So posted are these in a picture that you can print and cut out if you'd like to. You might have shapes like this at home that you can use to build your pictures. And then what we're going to do, let me just knock these out of my way, is I've posted some other shapes for you that you would try to make with the smaller regular shapes. So let's see if I want this one, and I'm going to build it a little bit beside. I need one hexagon, I need a triangle on the side here, and I need a whole bunch of these rhombuses that don't go like that, but they go kind of like this to make my pattern. I'm going to join them all up. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, so I would need 4 of those to build the same shape. And you can see I'm creating this more elaborate shape from these other small objects. Notice that this is higher than this one, so I'm going to drop everything down so that it matches the picture exactly. And then I need 3 more triangles on top, and those triangles go together to make this trapezoid shape. Do you see how that works out? So one is this way, and then one goes in that orientation, and one goes in this orientation. And then I've created this shape using this picture from smaller shapes. It's called a composite shape. It's not a simple shape like one hexagon. It is a larger shape that's made up of many smaller shapes. So you'll find online a set of these shapes for yourself to print out, and then a series of pictures similar to these ones that you can use to help yourself to make some composite shapes. And they do separate the shapes out so that you can see exactly what they look like, maybe a cat or a dog. There might be some pictures that look like this, and you'll see a variety of those online for you. The other option for making composite sets is something called a tangram, and a tangram is a unique set of shapes. It looks like this, and you'll see right away as I take it apart. This is not just one large square shape, but it is a square made up of lots of little shapes, and you might have a set of tangrams at home, so we have them at school. And if you don't, I printed this one for you that you can print off, or I posted it. You can print it off and cut your pieces apart. Just cut them very carefully. And you'll notice right away that there are 2 large triangles. I'll put that up a little so you can see. And then there are 2 small triangles, which are here and here. There is a square, there's a medium-sized triangle, and then there's this rhombus, which is a 4-sided, straight-edged, straight sides, 4 corners, but it's a little bit tipped. This is a special type of rhombus that we call a parallelogram. So with these, you could make a whole series of shapes as well, and I posted some composite shape pictures you could make. So let's see if we can do the boat, my friends, together. So I've got my big triangle, and then over here I've got my little triangle, but it's not sitting this way. It's flipped over, sitting this way. Try to get all of this on the page for you. Then I need my medium triangle, because there's my small triangles. And my medium triangle is not sitting this way. It's rotated and sitting this way. So we need to make sure we're putting our pieces in the correct orientation so we can make the boat. Here's my parallelogram or my rhombus, and it's not sitting this way. It's up on its edge like this, flipped over. One of our small triangles, which mine just happened to be in the right orientation or the right direction to do it. Our small square goes here, and then our other triangle goes there, but it's not this shape. It's tipped over, not this shape, flipped over this shape. So you can see I've created the boat. So this is a composite shape. It is a shape I created from many smaller two-dimensional shapes. So you will see there's a series of pictures for you. There is a printable tangram, which looks just exactly like this one. And then there's a series of pictures that you can create the composite shape using the small pieces from the tangram. And then if you do want to challenge, I posted a set of tangram pictures that look a little bit like this. And notice this shape does not show you the pieces that you need to put down and in what orientation you need to do them. So that's a much more challenging composite shape to build, where you need to maneuver your pieces and rotate them and turn them until you create your image. What you want to know is that each of these images is created with every one of these pieces. So in a tangram, you always can build a square. So you have one piece, two pieces, three pieces, oops, four pieces, five pieces, six pieces, seven pieces that make your square. And each one of these images that don't show you the pieces have 7 pieces to create that image. So you need every piece from your square in a different orientation, put together in a different way, flipped or sideways or upside down to go together and look this way. So have a great Thursday, my friends, and I will see you for our show and share tomorrow.